Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another quick tutorial, and this one's going to be about organizing your media in Final Cut Pro. Now, that tends to be one of the largest criticisms of the software, is how it handles organization. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I think it's actually better than the competitors, so like Adobe Premiere Pro, and how easy it is to actually set up. So let's jump into Final Cut Pro. So we're going to create a new library. We're just going to call this tutorial. Going to chuck that in the folder that I've created for it and let that start. Now in Finder, I'll show you. If we go here, you can see that I've got my folders set up. So we've got a music folder and a footage folder, and then I just let the library sit below. This is all just personal preference, so everyone deals with it differently. So in the music folder, you can see I've split it into background and sound effects, and then into those, I've just chucked a couple of files here. And into footage, done the same sort of thing. So I've split it down into devices. It's quite a common way to do it. That way you know where your footage is from. So you've got the A7 III, DJI Mavic, and the GoPro. Now, I haven't actually filmed these on those devices. This is just for tutorial's sake. So, you know, bear with me. Anyway, so we've got our tutorial, we've got our event, and we're just gonna import media. All right, and so we just navigate to the desktop and we wanna find the folder, and I'll go into footage and just select the footage folder, and a few things over here that we wanna keep. So we wanna make sure we're adding to existing event, that's default. We wanna leave the files in place because we don't wanna copy the files. And this is the one we want to have is keywords, and we just want to make sure that it says from folders, and you'll see why in a second. And everything else looks pretty good. So we just go import selected, and it's done its thing. And what we're going to do as well is we're going to just do the music as well. Same settings, no issues. So now you can see here in our event, we've got all our footage here, and this looks exactly the same as any normal Final Cut Pro project. So we're just going to quickly create a project, tutorial example. All right, so now we can drag our clips down. But if you notice here, when we hit the drop down arrow on the event, we've now got folders. And this is divided by keywords. The keywords are taken from the folders. So if you name the folders something else, then obviously that's what it's going to appear. But this is great because not only do we have all our footage here that we can look at and browse through, but if, for example, we want to go through and have a look just at the footage we shot on the A7 III, well, we have that here as well. And likewise for GoPro and all that sort of stuff. This is really handy for larger projects. I don't really go too in depth with this when I'm just doing talking head videos like this, but when you're doing a big project, you've got a lot of different devices that you've recorded on, this can really narrow it down, especially if you've, got a bit of footage that you captured on the GoPro that you want to look at. Now we can take this one step further. So if I drag, the A7 III clip down onto the timeline, and we say we'll drag the Mavic clip, like I said, these are just examples. You can see they remain blue like so. This is where video rolls come into play. So if we select the A7 III and we select the footage, we right click and we go assign video rolls, we can edit the rolls, and we can create a new one, and we can just call this A7 III, and we can just leave that color default, and we just apply. And I'm gonna quickly just go through and do that for the rest of the footage here, all right? All right, so I've just gone through now and I've changed all that footage into their own roles. So if I go over to index and we go roles, you can see here that we've got, titles, video, A7 III, GoPro, Mavic, dialogue effects, music, blah, 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 fantastic. Now, the only downside is if I drag this in, you can see that, the footage is still blue. And that's just simply because it's got the audio track assigned to it. So say we drag this down, we don't want the audio track, so we just detach the audio, and all of a sudden you can see that it's gone orange. And then we drag, we do it for the same for the Mavic, and we detach the audio. And we'll do it for the GoPro as well. Now we have a color-coded timeline, and if I drag sound effect in, and we'll drag some background music in as well, just for example, we got a really nice color-coded timeline, so that if we're on a really big if we're on a really big project, we can narrow it down and find where our GoPro footage is, our Mavic footage, and it makes it really easy to have a look at. And of course, we can go into our index and we can turn off individual layers so that they don't play through when we're scrubbing. So this is how I like to set up my projects. I do go through the hassle there of color coding them. I find on the bigger projects, it makes finding the footage a lot easier, and having a color coded timeline is just so much easier to work off of. So hopefully you found some of these tips helpful. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button down below. And you know, if you want to see more tutorials, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be bringing a few more. Until the next one, guys, see ya.